with and without you. And all the moments past are leaking out my mouth. Are all the gears all broken? Are all the gears all broken? All of the wheels have come off, and I can't wait for what's next. Sit and watch it burn. I want to sit, I want to sit. Now I spit on the flame. I want to sit, I want to sit.
I've just been lost for like 2 hours, and I've been following what I thought was the way home. Don't think so.
Are all the gears all broken?
I really don't think so. I'm so lost. I'm like these little mountain villages. I haven't seen anyone.
All of the wheels have come
Western
off,
in fucking probably 2 hours. And I've just driven like 2 hours and I don't know if I can go any further. And I can't actually see, the petrol gauge is like kind of broken. And I parked before and a big snake came out. So we'll see where I end up.
Balian, another place I hadn't been, and honestly I'm not quite too sure what to make of it. Look at the beach, it just rained for like all last night. I got off on the wrong foot here, I think. I was a little bit tired when I got here, and I paddled out for a surf, and it was a bit bigger than probably I anticipated. It was probably 7 foot, which is really pushing my comfort zone. And I was getting pounded, and then some Aussie dude comes up to me. There's a fucking so dirty. Some Aussie dude like, "Hey mate, just so you know, we're gonna paddle in. We've just seen a 9-foot bully," because Balian is like the one place in Bali which is known as being pretty sharky. So that just like fucking spooked me a little bit, but then I kind of got used to it. It's weird though. It's like it feels like a canggu, but for like retirees. It's like I'm staying next to this lovely old Dutch dude, and he even joked that I'm the only person under 50 here, and it feels like that. But not only, it feels like all like single. I don't know. I feel like this is just me guessing, but it feels like the hookup spot for like fucking widowed retirees or something. It's a little bit bizarre, but it's cool. I mean, it's like nice and quiet, and it's almost more rural feeling than the Dewey. There's literally like nothing here. There's like 2 or 3 places to eat at, and that's it. But I ended up having my like probably highlight of the trip this far. And this is what I always tend to do. I feel like in today's world, look at me trying to tell everyone about today's world. Look how dirty this beach is though, by the way. I feel like, especially at the moment, like, I don't know, when I initially wanted to travel, it was so I could just like get lost and not have a plan. It's pretty sad, this beach. It's so beautiful, but then you walk through the driftwood and it's just like, my initial idea was like no plan, just, you know, book it as I go, might meet some people I want to travel with and but it's just so expensive to travel like that at the moment, and I'm on such a I don't have fucking rich parents. This isn't like funded through some trust fund. I've had to work for like 18 months to be able to afford to have this trip, so I want to make it last. But like, you essentially have to plan everything in advance, almost, it feels like. Flights are going up daily. You've got to book them or you're not going to get one, or it's going to be fucking double what it should be, you know? Everything's just like, it's so expensive. So you kind of have to plan in advance if you want to be able to do things on a budget, it seems. But back to the initial point before I went on that little tangent. I had my favourite day of the trip, and these always tend to be my favourite days, is I got so lost. Well, initially I went looking for something, and then I found that something and thought I could loop back, and I couldn't. And I ended up like for 4 hours just driving through these kind of rural villages in the mountain, just like mega aimlessly. And I ended up having like the highlight probably of my trip. And I didn't do anything cool. It wasn't like fucking some tourist attraction, but I had like the most genuine interactions with people who probably don't see tourists all too much. And I don't know, I felt like actually this is Indonesia. I ate the cheapest lunch I'll probably ever eat in my life on some weird little warung on the top of some mountain, and I had to cross some like bamboo bridge with my scooter that I definitely shouldn't be crossing on a scooter, but that was the only way to get home. And it was really fun. It felt actually like, wait, this is actually kind of why I travel a little bit, which was really nice. And I think, oh wow, that's a dead animal. I was like, what the fuck is that? And then he stood on it. You probably saw me get a fry. I seen a Komodo dragon too today, which was cool. And then I saw 2 snakes on that trip. I don't know, yeah, it's just like, sometimes I think I just love not having a plan, but it's quite hard to do that in today's climate. I feel like just generally everyone's got their lives all fucking da-da-da-da-da, and that's just almost like how it's conditioned. You know, if you want to be successful, you got to know what you're doing now. And it's quite nice sometimes just getting lost and not really knowing what you are doing, even though that's not sustainable. But in little moments, I guess you still can. But anyway, been chatting a load of shit, but Balian was cool. Probably wouldn't stay here longer. I've done my dash, and yeah, I'm in Canggu again for 3 nights to meet up with Dad, which will be cool. Funny that he's joining along. And then we're going Lombok, I think, or Nusa Lembongan, then Lombok. And then from there, I don't know, if I'm feeling brave, I might push on to Sumbawa, or I've got some volunteer work I can do in Lombok, which will be real nice. So I might try kick on with that. But after Dad leaves, I only have like 3 weeks left, so then I'm a whole new place. Anyway, waffled on again, fucking probably a shit vlog, just me talking, but no one even watches these. This is just for me to reflect on in a bit.